Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for waiting on me. It's been a busy day. I was hungry. So, yes, you will never see me eating on camera. It's just not going to happen. That doesn't mean I won't eat while I'm live. You'll just never know I'm doing it unless I tell you. So, while I was eating, I was like over at Benny's, and that in itself is a weird shift of events. But from what I've seen this morning, I'm gonna take his side. So if him or his people come over here, just we're just gonna wave the white flag today because we have a bigger issue on our hands, and her name is Tricia Jenkins. So I don't have a ton of time, but I just want to say hello to everyone. I see all of you. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna be as nice as I possibly can. Tricia said she couldn't be here because she had a doctor's appointment that she ended up rescheduling, but she still can't be here because she said I'm a smartass, and she's just not gonna do it. Which, yeah, I can be a smartass. I'll admit that, and this is one of those occasions. But you get to a point where you have this lunatic, like, just saying all kinds of off the wall stuff about people, right? It's not like she's accusing people of padding their bra or, stuff like that. Like, she's accusing people of some pretty severe things that can be detrimental to someone's real life. So I wanted to give her the opportunity to just come on and, like, I don't have a dog in the fight, right? Yeah, she said stuff about my friends, people that I know. She's stolen people's work. She's done all kinds of shady things. So I'm the perfect person to just be like, look, these are our questions. What's your answer? And there's no love lost. But she's just not going to do it. She decided instead to do her own little live stream, but she really didn't address anything. So Tricia, I know you're listening, so just go ahead and take notes, and you can get back to me later if you want to. I was a little concerned that you wouldn't show up because you wouldn't know that I was doing this, but you definitely know. And you can still come on at any time before I have to end. It's an open invitation, girlfriend. So one thing I'm going to just kind of do at the beginning, and then I'm not going to say anything else about it, is this issue with needing money for the headstone for her child. I don't agree with talking about anyone's children. It's like my number one thing. Like, our kids don't ask to be a part of our YouTube life, so they shouldn't be brought into it by other people. But when you're asking people for money, and she says, well, I never asked anyone for money. Well, yeah, when you tell your story over and over and you talk about not being able to handle your financial obligations because of this unfortunate event, that's kind of like a backhanded way of playing on other mothers' emotions and asking for money without asking, right? Because it's human nature when someone tells you that they're in a predicament and it involves like something as tragic as the death of a child, people are going to respond to that. It's your first instinct is to say, oh my gosh, that's terrible. How can I help? We've all done it. So to sit there and say, I haven't asked for anything, But it's great if you want to send it to me, but it has to come directly to me. You can't go to the funeral home. Well, that's just a crock of shit. You just want some money. And let's not forget that the entire country just had the opportunity to get a credit advance on their taxes and the stimulus payments. So she may not have opted to take the credit advancement, but the stimulus payments are separate from that. So you mean to tell me that 7 years ago you lost your child and you haven't been able to cover the funeral service or get your child a headstone? 7 years is a long time. Have you not had any income in that time? And then you're yelling at people for putting the information out about the funeral home, and then you flash your phone on the screen with the phone number and the name. But then tell people that if they call that funeral home, you're going to file charges? Can you understand why people want to pay directly to the funeral home? We're coming on the heels of some crazy fundraiser, a billboard scam, and all kinds of other chaos. And you can't understand why people want to send money directly to where it's supposed to go. I mean, you don't exactly have good standing with all of these people. So what if someone wants to pay for it directly and you've had people offer to do it, but you don't want to put them in contact with who needs to receive the payment, because then you say, oh, well, they're just going to do things to desecrate my child's grave or harass these people. Well, then you have a case if that actually happens. And that's all I'm going to say about her child. You need to quit letting other people go beg for money on your behalf, Tricia Jenkins. Get your finances in order and do right by your child. Pay for the funeral service. It's been long enough. Those people need their money. And if you have to make a marker for his grave out of wood, do it. But don't come on here begging for money and acting like you're the most mistreated person on YouTube when you're the one perpetuating all this stuff. So no more about her. Mods, if you guys see anyone else in chat talking about her child or say anything negative about that, just ask them kindly not to do it again. Because this is about a lot more than just her unfortunate events with her children. She's accusing creators of being part of a child trafficking ring. These are the accusations she's making, and she can't understand why anyone's upset with her. You're accusing people of waking up with drugs in their hand, which was an ear pod, and you make a whole video about it and put it out as fact. Is this what they're teaching you in law school, to become a private investigator? Because, honey, if you're in law school to be a private investigator, let me save you some trouble. I know that where you live, if you take a 40-hour course, pay the $150 application fee, and take a state exam, you can become a licensed private investigator. It's that simple. Or if you're an overachiever and you just want to know things, you can take a criminal justice course like the program. I am not made of money. I'm in a criminal justice program at a community college. I could use that to become a private investigator. In fact, I am going to take my exam to be a private investigator. And Tricia, honey, I can tell you right now, you don't have what it takes to be a private investigator. I'm sorry. Maybe you can turn that around, but as of right now, I wouldn't hire you. Your research sucks. You put out false information as fact without any regard to who you're affecting. Case in point, with the crap you put out about Tiffany. So which one of you morons is actually going to take responsibility for that? Did it originate with you? Did it originate with Gigi or Tina? See, these are all things that you could have answered had you come up here today. But you chose not to. You are accusing people of blasting your children's full name and address. I don't know if that happened. I honestly don't. Nobody can go back and look at what's real and what's not because you delete everything. You take it all down. So why do you take it down? If you're so confident in what you're saying and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you just got it all right, why do you take it down? I mean, let's be honest, it's not really gone. There's many people that have it recorded. So while you're sitting there saying, I screen record everything, there's about 987 other people doing the same thing to you. You have said that BK is a child pornographer. He might be a lot of things, but he's not that. And for you to attach that to anyone's name so carelessly, well, that's just dirty. You say that, let's see, Voices Behind the Wall, No Thanks, Penny, Chasing Truth, Benny, Crime Stories, AF Pennington, Tiffany, Crime Catalyst, Say Less Zombie Looking Ass, and Lippy are all involved in a trafficking ring, according to you. And we should all believe that, right? Because what is it that you said about yourself yesterday? It was a good one. It's how I got the title. Oh, you said that God's allowing you to stay on YouTube because you are the only one who has the facts and you are the chosen one to find Summer. Little Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee is the chosen one, you guys. So we can all just stop now. She's anointed to find Summer because she's convinced that a group of YouTube creators are all behind it. That Benny and Cher just drove off in the sunset in a dump truck and took Summer. So I'm guessing she thinks that Cher drives her dump truck from Canada to Texas to do all this meeting up that she's doing with Benny. Because she said that's happening too. Poor Tricia. This could have been so much easier. All these same creators are all sending her $40 pizzas. We love her so much that we just want to make sure she gets a $40 pizza every day. Tricia, do you know that I order pizza to my house all the time? You're complaining that people were saying that you were ordering it for yourself. Well, that's not too far-fetched, is it? Like, people do it all the time. And sending some crazy guy to her house. I know she posted a picture of some guy that was supposedly outside her house at like 2:30 or 3 a.m. And if that happened, then yeah, that sucks. But when you go ticking off a whole community of people on YouTube, you got to kind of be prepared that that might happen. I mean, you are saying some pretty vile things about people. You said that Tiffany was a drug mule carting meth in and out of the prison in her vagina. Well, what happened with you? Is there something that happened between you and Tiffany Marie that none of us know about and it set you off? Is there a reason that you just decided to Google her and the first picture that popped up of a girl named Tiffany who might look like her, you just ran with it? You think that's okay to do? Tiffany's a mother. She has a son old enough to go to school and have friends who, look, I know that everyone thinks that if you're on YouTube, everyone else has the right to know everything about you. That's just not the case. Our children didn't ask to be a part of this. So you shouldn't be saying crap about anybody that could ruin their reputation in their real life. That's reckless. And as a law student, you should know that. And you're under the impression, let's see, what'd you call us? Oh, stupid fuck creators. We all just waited till your channel got taken away to start bullying you. The only bullying I've seen go on regarding you is people responding to the crap that you've done to them. Yes, Lady Sleuth, she is in online law school because of COVID, and she's in law school to become a private investigator. More power to her. But I call bullshit. Because if she was really in law school learning anything, she wouldn't be acting the way she is. Saying people threaten to kill you. Tricia. You know how many threats I heard you make against people today? You literally sat there on your live stream and threatened physical harm to people if they don't stop bothering you. Told them to just come on, say it to my face. Skinny girls can swing too. Well, Tricia, when you say things like that, you just might have the wrong person show up on your doorstep at 3 a.m. wanting to hold you to that. How about don't start anything and there won't be anything? Said Cher doesn't even have her children. They were taken for a very bad reason. But she's not going to say anything. Well, okay. The damage is done with the first part of your statement, dummy. You just put out into the universe that Cher doesn't have her kids, that they were taken away because she's some horrible demon spawn person. But you're not going to go into detail about it. Said Cher was questioned by the TBI, and in her education from her little law school, that is the equivalent of being a suspect. Well, maybe Cher has talked to TBI. If they ask her a question, that doesn't mean she's being questioned. Doesn't make her a suspect. She's in freaking Canada, dummy. But you're such a stellar researcher. You would think you would know that. Mean creators are bullying her channel. Cher bullied her. Gave her 3 copyright strikes, but they're not real copyright strikes because she only shared the content. Tricia, do you know the difference between sharing and uploading? Are you willing to prove that you only shared people's content by posting picture messages of your activity log? Because, Tricia, you got to remember, we're all creators too. We know right where we have to go to find our stuff. We know that our activity log is either going to say we shared something or we uploaded something. So if you want to clear that part up, then go ahead and post those screenshots of your activity log. It's that simple. If you're in the right, then you should be able to prove it, kind of like you would do in a court of law. They teach you that in law school. Tricia says that CPS went to her house. You know who she said sent him there? Cher and Benny. She actually said that it was a fact that those two alone sent CPS to her house, and the caseworker was just so angry at them for filing a false report that caseworker took those two names and they're going to turn it over to the police. Because filing a false report's a crime. Well, sweetie, by you blaming them for that without no proof whatsoever, you too have just filed a false report. Creators who strike her are distracting from behind the scenes dealings. We're just making it about her subs and views and money. Not Summer. No, Missy. What the creators are pissed off and what they're making it about is the fact that they spend hours watching video and news reports and reading articles and looking at maps and researching to create their content. And you just swoop on in and put a little border around it and try to pass it off as your own. And your theory is, well, we're all in it for Summer, right? We should all want to get as much information out there. Yes, we do. But it's not okay for you to take someone else's work, upload it as your own, and act like it's your first day on the job. That's not how it works. And the thing is the creators who finally took a stand against your thieving little ways actually work pretty good with people. All you have to do if you want to use someone's work, the right way to do it would be to ask, unless you just have a good relationship with them already. And then give them credit. Cite your sources. That's all you have to do. And people won't strike you. You won't get your channel taken down. No one stole. You said someone stole and transferred a whole channel right after you admitted that Cher gave you 3 copyright strikes. Well, I would kind of venture to say that it's those 3 copyright strikes that got your channel taken down. It's not like you learned a great lesson, because what'd you do? You started another channel and did the same thing again. But everyone else is in the wrong, not you. Then you have people in your chat that you are responsible for. Like, I'm responsible for what I allow people to put into the universe when they're in my chat. You carry that same responsibility if you want to be a good creator. You had someone in your chat yesterday saying that AB made a video driving around a juvenile detention center trying to find H. Okay, Miss Jenkins. You do realize that AB's in Canada too, right? And I highly doubt that anyone shipped H off to Canada to a juvenile detention center. And the 8 or 9 months that I've watched AB, I've never seen him drive around and streaming anything. That's just not how he does things. We've gone on a few walks to the post office, and those are always fun. See? Wrong creator. Tricia, you had your follower, your sub in your chat putting out misinformation, and you just let it ride. You didn't even bother trying to correct it. Wow. Said that Benny wanted to move in with the Wells. He's just going to pack his little duffel bag and hit the road. I mean, after all, you did say this morning that he didn't really have a wife and a child. All just made up for show. Said that he was busy in the basement laying in the bed with Candace with a big 8-ball in his hand. It's going to be a good day today, huh? Partying like it's 1999 in the basement. But not really. But Tricia made a whole video about it, wanting people to think that was the case. And then she dirty deleted it. But she didn't delete it before he saw it. And so while we're over here, they're over there, and him and Penny are having a grand old time just ripping you to shreds, Tricia. Because you had to go to a doctor's appointment today that you canceled. That's not very responsible. You have an infected tattoo. Damn foot's going to fall off. So even up until this very morning, when you knew that I was going to be doing this, you made a video putting out more false information with zero proof about someone, which basically falls into the category of slander. You said that Cher always meets up with Benny. They are in cahoots, have been since the beginning. Cher even introduced BK to Don Wells not long before Summer got gone. And you're the chosen one to find this child? We're supposed to put all our faith in you, the golden child, with no research skills, no common sense, no morals, no ethics, no accountability, zero personality, topped with a little bit of psychosis. Yes, Lady Sleuth, if I wanted to be like Tricia, I could say that, Tricia did it. Tricia took Summer. She's only 45 minutes away. And because she's 45 minutes away, well, then that must mean she's involved. So, Tricia, are you going to take the heat for all this? Is there someone helping you on your little research team? I know what you do have someone helping you do, because you lied about it on your stream earlier. Right there to our faces. You flat out lied, and it was your mod that actually made a liar out of you. There was a comment in the chat that told Benny's people to be careful because Tricia's one and only mod, the superstar, was grabbing people's IPs and posting the information in the chat. And Tricia's like, oh no, my mod isn't doing that. It wasn't 5 minutes later. Lindsay Howell, paging Lindsay Howell. You want to come up here and answer for yourself about why you're taking people's IP information and putting them in the chat? Trying to scare people? You would think a law student would know better than that. Because, see, it isn't grabbing the IP that is the criminal act. It's what you do with that IP address that starts to cross the line into criminal activity. So maybe you need a new mod, because your mod's going to get you in trouble. And let's be honest, who cares if you get someone's IP address? This isn't our first rodeo. We're not all idiots. I'm pretty sure that 9 out of 10 people have a VPN. But I double dog dare you to try to pull my information from a chat and post it. And you want to know how serious I am? Go ahead and try it. Do it to someone that I'm friends with or that I care about. There's a challenge for you, Miss Thing. I'll even be all over you like white on rice if you do it to someone I don't like. Because the way your mod was going about it and the things she was saying shows malicious intent. You're trying to scare people into submission, but you're not very scary because your facts mean nothing. Your research sucks. And all your notes, well, I could probably wipe my ass with those. So, Tricia Jenkins, yes, I am a smart ass because I'm going to call you out on your crap, especially when you refuse the opportunity to come up here and explain yourself. See, she's under the impression that all I wanted to talk about with it was a TikTok video she made about me. I don't even know if it was about me. I told her that. It was about chasing. And we all know that I get confused with chasing truth all the time. I don't know why she would have beef with chasing truth, especially since I found out that chasing truth actually donated $50 to her. But she said, oh no, I never made a TikTok video. I haven't been on TikTok in months. And then she said she got banned from TikTok 8 months ago. What'd you do to get banned? Probably making videos about people. But she said she never made a TikTok about me. But here's the thing. You guys know Lisa Key, Aaron Key's mom? She's the one that came across said TikTok video that said some not so nice things about me. A few months ago, Tricia, I didn't even know who you were. I've never had any interaction with you, so I don't know what you could possibly make a video about me about, unless it's some crazy ass rumor that isn't even true. So yeah, I kind of wanted you to explain what that video is about. I should have known you would just deny it. But when it comes to believing you and believing the mother of the victim whose case I'm knee deep in, well, I'm going to believe that victim's mother. Because she has no reason to lie to me. You weren't even a blip on my radar a few months ago. But you're on it now. So go ahead and make a video about me now. Make up some rumors about me now. And see where it gets you. Because you think people are being mean to you, you go ahead and make up a rumor saying I'm involved in some trafficking ring or smuggling drugs in my vagina and see how far it gets you. You ain't seen nothing yet. And when Tiffany asked you about it, you looked like a deer in headlights and said, well, I read it on the internet. Okay. You know, back when the big old boxy Apple computers were still around, people were saying, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. But Tricia Jenkins does. And she's just going to put anybody's name on it. And then when she can't verify that she's pulled the correct information on someone, she's going to call in her friend Big Earn. Because he has this little method, this foolproof method of comparing points on a person's jawline and the outer corner of their eyes and all that to identify someone. Big Earn. Google image search is so much easier. Sit there graphing someone's face. You know how horrified Tiffany was when you told her to pull her hair from around her face? You little creep. You made yourself look like a big old creepy pervert. Smuggling meth in your vagina. Don't you know that our girls, the only thing that we shoot out of our vagina is rainbows and glitter? We're fancy. Not to mention that Tiffany's never lived in Tennessee. So Gigi, listen up. She was never involved in some illegal title transfer for any property. You got it wrong, Gigi. Again. I invited Gigi too. These people aren't reliable. They're not reliable when it comes to calling them out on their crap and asking for the truth. They don't know what the truth is. They got nothing. Zero. But according to Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee, the only reason some people aren't in jail right now is because they're letting them stay out because they're going to get them. They're going to get them all for picking on her. Girl, you better put a Band-Aid on that butt hurt and get over it because you brought this crap on yourself. You made people mad with that mouth you've been running. And I don't blame anyone for being mad at you. I don't agree with showing up on anyone's doorstep, but it happens. I don't agree with calling CPS on people because none of us actually know what goes on behind closed doors in someone else's home. And just because someone's an asshole on YouTube doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad parent. But you know what does kind of leave a little question in people's minds? Is when someone enhances audio and they hear a creator telling their partner, significant other, spouse, whatever, that they probably need to shut their mouth, because you know that's child abuse. Like when the dude's yelling at someone in the background and she's like, shh, you know that's child abuse. But to hear her tell it, she said, no, you know those idiots are going to say this is child abuse. Tricia, don't insult our intelligence like that. And then you popped right back in front of the camera and said how he just likes to embarrass you all the time. He's just so mean, just embarrasses you all the time. Well, you're not married yet, right? You said it's your fiance. I mean, I don't want to be the one to break it to you, but if someone goes out of their way to intentionally embarrass you in front of others, that's not good. That's not a good quality in a partner. You're setting yourself up to fail. And your kids don't deserve it either. She also told Benny he needs to get a job and do something with his life. Look, Tricia, I'll be the first to admit, Benny and I have a love-hate relationship. All his people don't like me. That's okay. Because in this instance, he's in the right and you're in the wrong. And the quicker that you accept that, the easier your time here on YouTube will be. It's amazing the way people will just leave you alone. When you take accountability for your actions, give a little honesty instead of trying to make excuses for your bad behavior, and just do better. Do you know that covering criminal cases on YouTube, like reporting on them, is the equivalent of investigative journalism, let's just say? A lot of the same things required. Well, with that comes certain responsibilities. So if you choose to talk about these cases, you need to be prepared to take on those responsibilities. Because you have a job to do, right? Like, I'm assuming that that's the purpose for you being here. You want to help victims. You want to bring awareness to certain things. Well, it's not going to help if the crap you're putting out is wrong. You can't just go say that someone's smuggling drugs into the jail in their vagina, and then when you catch heat for it, give everyone the runaround and be like, oh, well, I read it here. No, this person said this. Oh, I saw it. Okay, well, we'll talk about it and then take it down, and then just ignore it and expect it to go away. Because this is what you're now known for, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. You're known for being a crap researcher who will say anything about anybody, whine about it when people get mad, harvest IP addresses, and file reports against people. And you say you have the resources to do it. What, you got 6 people in your family that are cops, a criminal attorney, and something else. I don't remember what else. But it was just more BS. And on top of all that, you have your amazing law degree. Do you expect to be a good private investigator if you can't even find the right information? Do you know the liability that comes with, if, let's say you were in this moment a licensed PI and someone hired you to do a job and you just haphazardly went out there and found something on the internet and then took that to your client and presented it to them as fact, what would that do to your client's situation? Let's say someone hired you to follow their spouse to see if they were being cheated on. And you came across a picture on the internet that may have been taken recently, and the person in the picture kind of looks like your client's husband, and he's locked arms, hugging some rando chick. And you're like, well, that looks like him. Oh, they have the same name. Well, at least the first and the middle name's the same. So we're just going to go with that, and I'm going to go tell this wife that, yes, your husband is cheating on you. I saw the picture. They have the same name. But you were wrong, and that husband wasn't cheating on that woman. And you just broke up a marriage. Or what if with all these dumb phone calls you say you're making to TVI and all that, telling them about all these big mean creators and how they're just up to no good and they're child pornographers and child traffickers and drug mules, and you just call them so much with all this crap that one of those investigators is like, well, geez, what is wrong with this woman? Maybe we need to check it out. And then next thing you know, you got investigators showing up at someone's house because someone called them and told them that they're known for smuggling drugs in and out of jails. Lord, what must the neighbors think? So what's it going to take, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee, for you to realize that you're failing at what you're setting out to do? You are not the chosen one who is going to find Summer Wells. It's not going to happen. None of us YouTube creators are going to find her. You know why? Because we're scattered all over the world. And all we have to go by is what our research produces and what we share amongst each other. We don't just pull something out of thin air, run with it, and think that we're going to find this missing child. And that's all you care about, according to you. Yet you sat there all morning ranting about how people were being so mean to you. Oh, chasing justice is a smartass. That Penny's so mean. No, we're actually very nice people. We can all be assholes sometimes. Everybody has that in them. And we all have our issues with each other too. The difference is we're not running around making up a bunch of crap about each other and expecting everyone to just follow suit. Your followers are as mindless as you are. I've been in your chat for a couple of days now. I've been all over chats that were talking about you, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. And the people that support you, the majority of them are jerks. One of them tried to tell me today, JJ, tried to say that I'm a difficult person to talk to, especially if it's up on my panel. I'm actually a very easy person to talk to as long as you're being honest. But don't come up here and try to lie now. Don't come up here and try to convince me that what I've seen and heard for myself isn't what it is and that you didn't do it, because I'll call you out in a heartbeat. And that's why you didn't want to come up here and face me. I don't care about some TikTok video. Call me whatever you want. Say whatever you want about me. You know nothing about me. If I cared about that TikTok video, I would have been on you months ago. But you've crossed the line. You've crossed the line. And no, Tricia, for me, it's not about copyright. You have my permission right now to take me telling you off and use it in whatever way you want to. I'll even mail a copy to the police myself because I know that I'm within the law. So you need to brush up on your knowledge of the law. I'll give you some lessons right now for free. You keep talking about cyberbullying. Miss Thing, let me tell you what cyberbullying is. Cyberbullying can be done by social media, text, email, chats, game servers. It's sending or sharing or posting anything negative or harmful with intent to hurt someone else. I would say that calling someone a drug mule is intended to hurt their reputation. So congratulations, cyberbully, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. You just participated in a criminal activity. It becomes a crime, too, when you physically assault someone or threaten to cause bodily harm, which you did about 5 times today during your stream. You threatened physical harm to anyone coming at you. Girl, one day you're going to get the wrong person coming at you who has nothing to lose. And you're going to find out just how ineffective a skinny girl swing is. Making violent threats, especially if based on gender or race, death threats, obscene and harassing calls, texts, sextortion, which is sexual exploitation, if you didn't know, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. Child porn. Yeah. So you've accused some creators of being involved in child porn. That was probably intended to hurt their reputation, right? Benny Keys, I would file a report against her if I were you. That's a pretty serious thing to accuse someone of with no proof. That could get someone killed, Tricia Jenkins. Live, laugh, love. Whew. Do you know what investigative journalists do, Tricia Jenkins? You could say I'm an investigative journalist. They watch watchers and expose wrongdoing and hypocrisy. That's what we're doing right now. Good qualities for an investigative journalist to have. They have to be able to uncover truth with accuracy because there's no room for errors. You can't just go out there and haphazardly put information out when you're trying to report on something. Kind of ruins your credibility. You need to have a sense of curiosity, a desire to find the actual truth, not just something that looks like that might be the truth. You need to have a wide range of knowledge. I'm going to tell you right now, you need to work on that. You have to have this knowledge because you need to be able to inform people, but then you have to be able to be informed too. You have to be able to open your mind a little bit to some new ideas. And sometimes you're even going to have to just suck it up and accept the fact that you're wrong. Because you've been wrong a lot lately. You have to have some researching skills. My gosh. Come on now. Tricia, let me help you out. If you just Google steps in research, it's real easy to follow. I mean, there's so many resources out there that you can use to better your research skills. And trust me, Listening to rumors that fly through your chat is not research. And I know that people in your chat get crap wrong because JJ, the one who thinks I'm difficult to talk to, said something wrong yesterday. She said that Tiffany was up on the panel and said something that she never said. I don't remember what it is. I'd have to go back and look at the chat. But she was wrong. And she did come back and admit it. And I thanked her for crying out loud. So how am I difficult to talk to? I even told JJ after she got it wrong and apologized that more people should take her lead, like you, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. When you get something wrong, you admit it, apologize, and just don't do it again. These are not hard concepts. You got to have good writing skills. You can't be getting all up there. Like, you got to know how to organize your notes and your facts and combine it all together to make it appealing and informative. You can't just stand up in your kitchen now, flicking your hair around and like making all these little gestures like you're the damn bully on the playground who is better than everybody else. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have seen her do that, where she just like flips around and shakes her little shoulders. You look crazy. You have to have good interviewing skills. You have to be able to talk to these people, whether it's the victim's family or a witness or a friend, and get the information. You have to earn people's trust. If you can't put out factual information or get anything right, people aren't going to trust you. If they have a story to tell, they're not going to let you tell it because you're going to tell it in some other language. And no matter what the situation is, you got to keep your feelings out of it. If someone's being mean to you, you got to put that crap aside and just focus on the facts. You can't just decide all of a sudden you don't like someone because someone else doesn't like them and then decide that you're going to call them a drug mule or a child pornographer, or say that because they gave you a copyright strike, they must be involved in Summer Getting Gone. What are your theories on that anyway, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee? I'm curious to know, like, what do you think happened to Summer? After all, you're the epitome of researchers on her case. You must have an opinion about what happened. It's all you care about. It's about that little girl, right? That's what you said while you were sitting there banging your little pen on your hand. So get back to me on what you think happened to her. And don't come back to me with some crap about a group of creators picked her up in a dump truck. Tricia, you also need networking skills. You guys, I got to speed this up because I got to go leave in a little bit. Which means you have to have the ability to build contacts and relationships with people from all different walks of life. Because when you have those solid contacts, it's going to make you do that much better when it comes to the role you've chosen in all of this true crime. I would say that you're off to a rocky start with building contacts and networking. There's always room for improvement, but you're never going to improve until you accept the fact that you made mistakes. You pissed people off. People have a right to be mad at you. And just don't do it again. Accountability goes a long way with most people. I can't speak for everyone. You haven't even really done anything to me except allegedly make a TikTok video, but I'll never trust you. You'll never touch a case I'm working on. And if you try, you better guarantee that I'm going to go out there and tell the world. I'm going to tell those victims' families not to talk to you. You need to have a detached attachment. That might confuse you, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. I don't know if they cover that in law school. You have to get involved, but not so involved that your work ends up being all your opinions or fake facts. You got to have commitment. You got to have commitment and the follow through to, let's see how to put this. Being committed means that if someone points out a mistake you made, like, you have to follow through with that. You have to say, okay, this person's telling me I made a mistake. This is the reason and the proof that they're handing me, showing me why it's a mistake. So I'm going to commit and I'm going to follow through. I'm going to correct my mistake and I'm going to apologize because I'm an adult. Yeah. You got to have discipline too, Tricia Jenkins. You got to act in the moment and not push things off to the side, hoping that they'll go away, because they're not going away. People around these streets have long memories. And even though you delete stuff or your channels get hijacked and transferred or whatever the hell you say is going on, it's still out there. It's going to be out there forever. People know what you've done. People know the malicious lies that you've said about other people. And that's what you're now known for. And you are the only person that can change that. Angry Mimi, what's your problem? You gotta have passion, Tricia Jenkins. You can't be all laid back and casual like, whoops, I accidentally called the wrong person a drug mule. Because putting out the wrong information is going to get boring after a while. Hell, you're actually going to get tired of it because you're going to get sick of people coming for you. Enthusiasm is the key to success. So be enthusiastic about finding the correct information. Be enthusiastic about that. Be enthusiastic about being a woman, putting on your big girl panties, getting on your little stream, and instead of trying to justify what you've done and make excuses and say, oh no, everyone's just mad at me for no reason. Get up there and do an apology video. Get me some proof and convince me I'm wrong about you. But you can't, or you would have. You had the opportunity right now, and the clock's ticking, Missy. You got about 15 more minutes to hop up on here. Because yes, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee, I will answer for you. I will answer for you based on my observation of what you've done to people. And good for Emma from Crime Stories Obsessed for burying the hatchet with you. And I said it in your chat yesterday that that's the kind of person she is. She's not going to strike you for no reason. She's not going to post proof or fabricate proof to post saying that you stole her stuff if you didn't do it. That's not who she is. So, Tricia Jenkins, what do you have to say for yourself? Probably not much. Probably, oh, it didn't happen. I never did that. Well, that's what I read on the internet. Well, Miss Priss, you have no right to be mad that anyone posted anything about you possibly being a prostitute and shoplifting and stuff like that, because you've done the same thing. And I don't know what you have going with Gigi and Big Earn. And Big Earn, I'm going to always call you Big Earn. I know that yesterday you said law enforcement told you that that can be considered a threat. What? Calling you Big Earn is considered a threat? Saying that they're going to put you in an urn might be considered a threat. Y'all are crazy. And y'all are wrong for what y'all are doing. And I will walk through fire with people up against what you've done to them, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee, because I will always be on the side of what's right. And you need to tell your little mod to quit pulling people's IPs and putting it in the chat, freaking people out. Because your subs and your viewers don't deserve it. These people are here to watch us, and we have a responsibility to not perpetuate hate against the subs and the viewers. You got these people believing your crap, because I guarantee you that all the people that you don't like and that you think are so mad, we all know how to pull IPs too. What is it that Ernie says whenever he proves a point? So there. You're going to mess around with the wrong person. And you're going to find some hard lessons to be learned. Oh, is that the real Tricia that's here? Well, she's about an hour and a half too late. Oh, it's not her. It's not her. I don't think it's really her. That's another thing. She's got everyone in her chats thinking that they're all like, as the chat's going on, there were people in there yesterday saying, oh my gosh, someone's hacking me right now. Something's happening to my phone. Really? You think that all these creators are sending little hackers out to hack these subs and viewers over this crap? No, what we're going to do is we're going to get up here and we're going to talk about you and we're going to have a laugh at your expense. That's what we're going to do. Nothing you've done is serious enough that we're going to start hacking your followers. Come on now. But these people really believe this stuff. They really think that all this insane stuff is happening to them. And it's because of people like Tricia and Gigi Clarice, or whatever the hell her name is this week. The other night, Gigi was on stream and she was like, I guess going through the chat looking for who to block. And she was, I think it was Savannah. I don't know if it was Savannah Smiles or what, but she said, Savannah, you're going to have to contact YouTube and handle that tag, whatever that recording thing is attached to your tag. What the hell? So you got Gigi sitting there in her stream talking about people are trying to get in her chat with recording things on there. People who think they're being hacked, and they think Benny and Cher are behind all of it. The insanity blows my mind. And this chick wants to be a private investigator. Girl, you couldn't investigate yourself through your front door. You couldn't investigate what you ate for dinner last night. Tiffany Marie's a drug mule. You should be ashamed of yourself, Tricia Jenkins. That is not very representative of Live, Laugh, Love. Her people in her chats say that we're all going to hell. We are demon spawns. And we're just big meanies because we're involved in all this crap. I bet that girl's going to try to say that because I got up and talked about all this stuff, that I must be involved in something shady too. Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee. Allow me to introduce myself. I am chasing justice, and yes, I am involved in getting a degree in criminal justice with a concentration on medical legal death investigation. You might want to Google that. And I am going to be taking my state board exam to be a private investigator, and it's people like you who say false shit and try to mess with people's lives that I fully intend to bring down. So put that in your little crack pipe and smoke it. And if you do have this myriad of health problems, then I'm sorry, but that doesn't give you the right to be an asshole and lie about people. And I will spend every day in your chats and in every chat talking about you, and in every chat of one of your cohorts, like Predator Hunter Nation and Operation Rescue Our Children, which, by the way, it's very tacky for someone claiming to rescue children to have a title the way he had this morning. He's sick. And the day that that man can identify someone by comparing their jawline through a freaking computer screen, well, that's the day that I eat my words. But that's never going to happen. So, would it be fair for me to say, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee, that your little posse is involved in something and that's why you behave the way you do? Maybe, just maybe, y'all are all responsible for the economic collapse in the world. Maybe you're responsible for them getting my order wrong at Wendy's and it was a setup. Because maybe I was in the dump truck with Benny and Cher the way when they hightailed it from Canada to Tennessee. Girl, don't make no video about me, because I guarantee you I'll win. And for all the reports you think you're filing, I'll file that many more. And you would think that with all these law enforcement resources you have at your disposal, people wouldn't be picking on you anymore, right? They would just nip that shit right in the bud. You said that it's easy for pretty girls to get information and help. You even shimmied your little bony shoulders like you had hit the jackpot. No, you didn't hit the jackpot. And you think that you're being picked on now? You keep going. Keep going with people. It's only just begun for you. I extended an olive branch to you, Tricia Jenkins. I was going to be respectful. I was going to give you an opportunity to come up here, go down the line one at a time, explain a few things, and then, some things could be put to rest. But you did what you always do. You couldn't dirty delete yourself, so you just ran scared. Someone even told you in your chat today, chasing justice is going to be all over your ass now. Yeah, I am. Because you made up a bunch of shit about my friend who doesn't deserve it, who didn't even know anything about you. Just all of a sudden one day try to get her day going, and there's this rumor out there that she's smuggling meth in her crotch. Girl, you better slow your roll. You can't be saying defamatory things like that about people. It's just tacky. It says more about you than it does about them. And, you know, there's two sides to everything. What you did to Tiffany was wrong. The other crap you're making up about other people being involved in this trafficking ring is wrong. But you know what? Yes, the person that you found online who actually did do that and face charges for that, you don't know what state their life is in right now. That wasn't something that happened yesterday. So not only have you victimized Tiffany, but if that woman in that mugshot, meth crotch, actually beat her demons and addictions and got her life together and became a productive member of society, does she not deserve to have her past mistakes left in the past if she's trying to change for the better? Hell, for all you know, she could be the PTA president of her kid's school. And you just went and pulled her mugshot from years ago and blasted her for no reason other than the fact that you think she looks like a YouTube creator that you, for whatever reason, don't like. So nobody wins in this situation. And I think you're finding out, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee, that you're probably the biggest loser of all. And that, my friend, Miss Live, Laugh, Love, is how what you do can have a detrimental effect on other people's real lives. So I'm going to agree with the White Rabbit. You guys, if you haven't subbed to the White Rabbit, I don't know who it is. I may never find out who it is. But White Rabbit, if you're out there somewhere, I give you 2 thumbs up, a double high five for calling this crazy bitch out. Tricia Jenkins, you owe people an apology. I got to go pick my kid up. Thank you all for being here, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, Tricia Jenkins from Knoxville, Tennessee.